This is Lazarus, coming in with a storm as promised. The Bible, the good news. We're kicking it off with a message. We're bringing the energy and we're going to go straight in. So read it with me. So let's start with Matthew, the first book of the good news, the New Testament. Let's start with the central figure that is Jesus. That's so integral to Christianity. But it starts off with the family tree of Jesus. David's son, Abraham's son. Now, there are two names there. We have David, think the king of Israel. But no doubt, he is so important to Jewish people. And then we have Abraham, the patriarch of the Hebrew people. So we have Abraham, and he had Isaac. Isaac has Jacob. This is the father of Israel. Jacob has his son Judah and his brothers. You remember the guy Joseph? I close my eyes. Technicolor Dreamcoat. Judah was his brother. Judah has his children, Perez and Zariah. Their mother was Tamar. Perez has Hezron. Hezron has Aaron. Aaron has Aminadab. Aminadab has Nahshon. Nahshon has Salmon. Salmon has Boaz. His mother was Rahab. By the way, when they mention who the mother is, it's because mothers have a story to tell also. Case in point, the next two people. Boaz had Obed. Ruth, amazing story. We will come to. Obed had Jesse. Jesse had David. And David became the king. Well, he had a son, and his name was Solomon. Solomon, the wisest man to ever exist. He has a few books. Proverbs is one of them that will blow your mind. But Uriah's wife was the mother. Solomon had Rehoboam. Rehoboam had Abijah. Abijah had Asa. Asa had Jehoshaphat. Jumping Jehoshaphat. I told you these names are great. Jehoshaphat had Joram. Joram had Uzziah. Uzziah had Jotham. Jotham had Ahaz. Ahaz had Hezekiah. Hezekiah had Manasseh. Manasseh had Amon. And Amon had Josiah. Josiah had Jeroboam and his brothers. And then the people were taken to the Babylonian exile. Babylon. But the Babylonian exile ended, so the bloodline continues. We have Jeconiah. He has Shealtiel. What a name! Shealtiel. Hi, I'm Shealtiel. And guess who he has? Zerubbabel. It gets better. Zerubbabel had Abud. Abud had Eliakim. Eliakim had Azor. Azor had Zadok. Zadok had Achim. Achim had Eliud. Eliud had Eliza. Eliza had Matham. Matham had Jacob. And Jacob had Joseph, Mary's husband. Yes, the same. Mary who gave birth to Jesus. Jesus who they called the Christ. Check it out, 14 generations from Abraham to David. Another 14, 7 from David to the Babylonian exile. And yet another 14 from the Babylonian exile to Christ. I told you it was good. So here it is, the birth of Jesus. Now the birth of Jesus took place like this. His mother Mary, as we know, she was engaged to be married to Joseph, part of the bloodline. Now before they could enjoy the wedding night though, Joseph discovered Mary was pregnant. But it was the Holy Spirit, but he didn't know this. So Joseph was chagrined. And he was a noble type, so determined to take care of this quietly so Mary wouldn't be disgraced. He was trying to figure it out, and he had a dream. And in the dream, an angel spoke to him and said, Joseph, son of David, don't hesitate to marry Mary. Because Mary's pregnancy is spirit conceived. God's Holy Spirit has made her pregnant, and she will bring forth a son. And Joseph, you will name him Jesus, which means God saves. Boom! How is that not positive? Matthew continues with, this brings forth the prophet's embryonic revelation full term. Because a virgin will get pregnant and will bear a son. His name will be Emmanuel, which means God is with us in Hebrew. So Joseph woke up and he did exactly as God's angel commanded him. And wouldn't you? He married Mary, but he didn't consummate the marriage until she'd had the baby. And the baby was named Jesus. So that is Matthew chapter 1. And that is the good book so far. So keep up the positive.